You know, when I was eh, when I was younger, um, I used to say this thing uh, where you should always pretend that there's an audience watching you. Um, and what I mean by that is like honestly, just in like daily life, I feel like it's a good like tactic to like prepare you for um, something. I don't know. But anyways, in what I mean by it is like in terms of like debates, when you're having a debate with someone, you're never going to change the person's mind that you're having a debate with because you're kind of both like automatons. So it's really about the audience that you're trying to change the mind of, you know. Um, when I talk about like things in terms of like there's a war going on out there, um, it's in that aspect, there's like a global audience, and which most of the people that I would say I'm trying to talk to are have been being genocided for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So, um, but yeah, when I was um, younger, I used to say that you should always pretend that there's an audience watching. And then I found out that that was true on a scale that, like, I couldn't even fathom. And I found that out on the journey to my preparation to speaking to an audience. I lived a weird life, okay? um, like I've said before, I've gone places I would not recommend people go. I've been talking about the audience a lot today, like captions and stuff. Obviously, that's completely separate than what I'm talking about right now, but like, mm. All right, I think that's it for this one. Um, Honestly, I've just been kind of postponing them because like I got nothing better else to do, and I think this here is good practice as well for speaking and like working out years of conditioning. So yeah, and like trying to be open with you guys, like insofar as like my moral conundrums with so many things, so many things. Um, and you'll hear the same moral conundrums over and over and over again, but that's just because I'm nothing if I'm not a stickler for rules. I don't know. I don't know. But see, I like that I can just talk like that and like I have no idea what I said, but like it's on record now, you know? I'm just incriminating myself, aren't I? Okay, now I'm just like forcing an idea. See, this is the problem. Like once the once I decide that I'm just gonna stay here with the camera, like start like trying to force an idea, and then this started out being flowy, but then I started worrying about if I was forcing this, you know. Hmm. I really think it'd be a good idea to go live, but like I said, like that forcing the thing is like. Plus, I've been up for like 14 hours now. We're, Listen, I have limited space on my PC. I can't be doing hours long lives. However, I now have access to a YouTube live as well from a channel. So I could go live on both. That could be interesting. Those head movements though, like that's natural. Okay, like I'm not performing for you guys. Like that's just how I think. My body moves from like direction to direction. I've found out that left, like bottom left, this way, if I get stuck looking this way, some noise will happen around me because that's like um I don't know, something negative. Um and there is like a one-to-one correlation between negative thoughts and me looking down that way or getting stuck on on a certain number. So um yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed because uh, I usually start getting um, really sad if I don't. Um, Once the serotonin levels deplete. Um, However, I don't know if that's actually even real because so much of what the organization has said they've made up. So, well, not really made up. It's like just masquerading, keeping people from knowing the actual truth or something like that, you know? Learn the word of God. And how do I teach that? How do I even teach that to someone? Through this? Hopefully, maybe. Hello, hi. And I don't even like saying the word of God. Well, that's what they call it. But like, I mean, that is technically the definition because that's the perfect definition because in their original sin, um, that's their separation is calling themselves God from that. But I'm doing the same thing, so you know. But I never went this hard on calling myself Pharaoh. Okay, I did have one time in 2014 where uh, I was on a shroom trip and I felt like I was a god. And then in an argument with someone in 2021, they were like, "You're not a god." And I got really upset and I was like, "I am a god." And then she blocked me, but that's cool, you know, because whatever. Uh, it was all part of the organization, but um, if I ever touch my chin like this after I say something like that, that means I'm really good at taking it on the chin, uh, and I should probably be more upset about it. Yeah. But like, this is where like I don't know where the operant conditioning comes in because like I have lived in two different lives. You know, I've lived in the real world, so to speak, and then this other world. And okay, I haven't lived in the real world. I've been isolated my entire life. I've lived in a bubble, but I like to pretend. Okay. What was I talking about? Honestly, I forgot. What was I saying? Um, conditioning. Okay, it's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Mika, stop. Wait, wait, Mika, no. No, you're okay. You're okay. Stay. 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 Hold on. What are you looking at? I'm gonna have to rewind this video because something happened. Okay, okay, let's go back to what I was thinking. Okay, um, I was having a conversation explaining different times in which I felt like a god, and then I said something about the operant conditioning, and I never know when which way it goes because I've lived in two lives, but I haven't really. I've lived in only one life, so the operant conditioning is towards me believing that I'm a god. Um, why? Oh, right, because I can't stand the noise. Ah! Oh, Mika, we're really in it now, buddy. Good thing I kept recording. But I mean, like at the same time, I'm just here doing nothing. My message getting whitewashed. Do I make this a podcast number? Yeah, we'll make this podcast number 25. I've been avoiding titling 25, honestly, but I get stuck on numbers apparently. So this will be number 25. I just don't like associating myself with things with only. I don't know what kind of points of access it has, but I don't like it. Okay. Listen, am I if I am a god, I want to be beautiful. Okay, I want to be beautiful, all aspects. Okay, I'm leaving now. Okay, goodbye. You know, now I'm leaving.